Hey, this is my design for my watering robot. Its task is to, when it arrives to a plant, the person manning the robot will decide then to water robot. If it reaches its distance, it'll stop. If it does not, it'll continue going. Alright, so the motors here will run the continuous tracks because we decided to use continuous tracks for this robot, as it'll distribute weight to the ground much easier. I made those wires black, the motors, the gearboxes, and then there goes output 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here's our distance sensor. It'll, of course, detect how far the robot is from that plant. And if it arrives to a certain distance, which I made a bit below 2 feet, it'll stop movement and actually not hurt the plant. Right. And then yellow wires are the signal wires coming from the Arduino. I made all the grounds green as I work in the fields. The industrial field, and I typically see them as green wires, grounds. So I'm doing this for my sake. And I made orange wires for anything going out in Arduino, but not going to a component. And then everything else has its own color. Blue is for the 5-volt battery. 5-volt coming from Arduino. It'll attach to the 5-volt on the breadboard, the positive side. Then it'll give power to enables line 1 and 3 and 4. Enables line 1 and 2. And then be the power 1. And then give power to the sound sensor. And a potentiometer and a display we use as our gauge. Solar panel, it'll be used as a external power source. That way you can have a backup power supply. Apart from the main power source would be the battery here. Its wire is the red guy, and it'll be for power supply 2. Solar panel goes to analog input A0. And our display here is what we used to detect how much water is still remaining in the tank after each use. That way the person manning the robot will know how much water they've used up and how much is remaining. Potentiometer is basically the brightness of the screen of the display. So if you want to darken the brightness, just lower down the potentiometer. Alright, that's it. Let's see our code. Sorry, it's a laptop. Here's your code. And let's run it. Right now the motors are moving at about 231 RPM. Yeah, because they're beyond a certain distance. If had I made them go a bit below that certain distance, they'll stop. If I make them go above that distance, they'll run. That distance is there so they don't hurt the plant they arrive to. Now here's our display. This will be used to detect how much water is left in the tank. I made this in this time 90%. And potentiometer, if it goes below, it'll darken the screen. If it goes up, it'll brighten the screen. Of course, solar panel here gives our power, a external source. Lower down the how much solar power you want. And now let's see how it goes. And then display here, serial monitor. Distance in inches is 24.75 and solar power is 4. It is moving pretty quickly, but if you can see that, that's what they say. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for your time.